morning, weirdos. This is Eureka John, Eureka Street Crypto Hub, coming at you live on February 21st, 2021, 02212021. If you're superstitious, maybe that could kind of be superstitious for you. I don't know, but I'm not, so. Yeah, here I am today. It is, what time is it? It's 6:33 in the morning on a Sunday, and just couldn't sleep anymore. Yeah, I'm getting to that age where it's a weekend and I'm still up at 5:30, 6 in the morning. Yeah, full dad mode, I guess. I'm wearing this gator on my head today because I haven't showered in 8 or 9 days. I stink to high heaven. You can probably smell me through your computer, and my hair is just a wiry mess of just pure grease, and it's just probably best to keep it away from my face and out of sight. So that's just the way it is. Got my kombucha, ready to get the day started. All right, let's take a look at the market. Let's see here. Let me refresh the old gecko and see what we have. $57,508.75 for Bitcoin today, which is really good. Up over, nothing really over the 24 hours, so it's pretty much stayed level the past day or two. Fine with me. If this is, yesterday it went back down to like 55,000 for a second, and if that's all the retracement we're gonna have, that's pretty insane. Yeah, I saw the dip yesterday evening, and I was meaning to jump in and buy a bunch of stuff, and I got distracted by kids and wife and all that stuff, and by the time I was actually able to come around and maybe throw some money at some projects that I like, everything was not in dip mode anymore. So yeah, I don't know, I'll try to find another entry point or just dollar cost average like I always do. Dollar cost average means put in what you're able to each week on just a regular schedule, or each month or each day, however you do it. And whether it's $10, $25, $100, just on a regular schedule, no matter what the price is, you put in that little amount and you dedicate yourself to that. And then the price of what you own will go up along with the market if you believe that a specific project will be going up in price over time. So you'll catch that average, the dollar cost average. And I've done that, and I have caught that average with what I hold for the most part. Not everything, but mainly my main holds are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, Chainlink is a big one. I hold Uniswap, Aave, Cosmos, Theta Network is one of my mains, Synthetics Network. Let's see, I hold a little bit of Elrond. Let's see, I hold Zilliqa. I'm staking Zilliqa. I hold the Voyager token, and I'll come back to that in a little bit. I hold some Ren. I hold a little bit of Waves. I'm staking their Waves in TSB token, or NSBT. Let's see. And then down here, I do hold, I'll have to go to the next page. So there are some of these ones down here on the list that I hold. I hold Ocean Protocol. That's one of my mains as well. 1inch, I hold some of that from the airdrop still. So 1inch and Uniswap are both from their airdrops. I kept a good chunk of them. Energy Web Token, I hold a little bit of that. And then, let's see, I'll move on down the road. And, well, not much down here except for Unibright that I hold, and I might have passed it. I hold some Singularity Net. I do believe that has a bright future. And then I have DIP and ALBT as well. Not sure where those are. So Unibright, DIP, and ALBT, all three of those tokens I think are going to be doing great. So yeah, that's pretty much what I put my time and effort and money into. Oh, and Quant is a big one that I think is going to be huge, and it has risen it's just been explosive in the past time being. Except the past 7 days, it's only moved 0.5%, but it did explode up to $40 from like $14. So that was a huge move. That's not even a blockchain. It's kind of an overledger with that provides compatibility and interoperability between all the blockchains, and it's real big in the banking industry. So that should be seeing some huge moves from that with all the main money. Anyway, so yeah, let's get on to some news today. I found something interesting. Preston Pish tweeted, and I don't really know what this dude does, but apparently he's pretty famous. There we go. He's got the laser eyes. Everybody's got the laser eyes on. Laser eyes mean that you are laser focused to help contribute to make Bitcoin be 100K. So let's see here. So he's a podcaster. Yes, I've heard him on podcasts before. Now that I recall, and I don't really know much else about him. Where is this post that he posted? Okay, so I doubt he took it down, but it's probably just buried down deep somewhere in here. But he led me to this website here about Umbrel, and it's basically how you can easily run your own Bitcoin node with some Bitcoin node software. And then you can also run a Lightning Network node. If that's something you want to do, I'm not really exactly sure what the rewards of doing something like this would be, except for increased security, because you don't have to worry about what your wallet company is doing. And I do have that worry. Even though I do have my keys and my private key and stuff like that, I would still have to go through my wallet company's software in order to get to my Bitcoin. Am I right? Or am I wrong? Right? I know there's probably some roundabout way of getting access to your Bitcoin if your wallet company completely goes down. Say you have Abra Wallet or Atomic Wallet, Exodus Wallet. All three of those, you do have your keys and you have your private key. But what if, say for instance, Atomic Wallet goes down? Then how do you access your Bitcoins? I know there's a way. I'm an average Joe, John Q. Public here, I don't know this stuff. So whenever somebody listens to my podcast, keep in mind, I'm just an average dude. I'm not an expert. And these are questions that an average dude might ask. And if you're ahead of some kind of project, when you watch my videos, think of me as market research about what would just some Joe Schmo be asking about our product, or be learning from our marketing materials. What impression would the average dude get? Well, here you go. Here's me looking at this website, asking questions. I didn't know about all these offline wallets, so that's good. I'll look into a lot of these. I was wanting to get away from the ledger and maybe try something else. I'd heard of Trezor and I've heard of Kobo, but I've never heard of any of these others. So might be interesting. I'll do some research and look into all these others and see what the deal is. But apparently you can install this Bitcoin node, and this is the easy software to do it. And it gives you the whole interface. And good morning, Satoshi. And it's about Lightning node, the Bitcoin core, Bitcoin wallet. So yeah, they don't recommend keeping a huge amount of Bitcoin on this, but you can run your Bitcoin node and contribute to the security of the Bitcoin network. It has to be installed either on a Raspberry Pi or on Linux. So if you don't have Linux, a Linux-based computer or a Linux virtual machine on your Mac or Windows desktop tower, then you'll have to install that in order to use this product. I'm overdue to install the Windows virtual machine, the Linux virtual machine on my Windows machine. I do want to, because there are a lot of things that I want to mess around with and test out. on Linux that I haven't been able to, just because I've been lazy and haven't done the Linux virtual machine. So I'm well overdue on that. If I can catch the time today, I'm definitely going to finally install that Linux virtual machine on my computer, because I would like to test this out and check it out and see what the deal is with Umbrel. It looks to be a promising product. Decrypt Daily also did an article on this on January 27th. How to run a Bitcoin node on a Raspberry Pi. They don't mention the Linux version, but yeah, you know, they go through the rundown here and specifically how to do it. So you know, it tells you how to load it onto the Raspberry Pi, how to set it up, and then you have your 24 word seed phrase, and then exploring what you can do. Umbrel lets you get you started right away. In the background, the node is processing all the Bitcoin blocks in its history, which will take around 2 days. But for now, it uses a SPV node, which means the node has a list of all the blocks but hasn't verified each one as legitimate. This means you can interact with the Bitcoin blockchain, but you're not helping to maintain it yet. That is really awesome, because if you've ever tried to download and operate a node out of your computer, like say a Monero node, for instance, it just takes forever. And I didn't know it took this long whenever I was first starting to work with trying to run nodes for a lot of these projects. And I thought something was wrong with me, the way I installed it, or with my computer or my internet connection or something, and it's not. What a node is it downloads and keeps an entire copy of a blockchain on your computer. And so it acts as a verification device, and then nodes speak to each other all around the world, and they do double checks to make sure that each node during the verification process has the same copy of the blockchain and gets the same answer to the equation. And if they do, then it's verified and a new block is created, and each node gets a copy of that new blockchain with the added on block. And that's how nodes work, and it takes a lot of computer space to run a node. So yeah, if you so it takes around 2 days to download a Bitcoin node. It may take longer, but it uses this SPV node, so it has a list of the blocks but hasn't verified each one. So that's pretty cool. So it'll allow you to have some peace of mind and to move on forward with your life, knowing that everything is working fine. The dashboard is very clear. It shows that your node is processing the Bitcoin blockchain. Mine are already at 28% after an hour or so, although it will slow down. And you can see your Lightning wallet interact with the Lightning network, can send Bitcoin both faster and cheaper. So I don't know what to think about Lightning Network. If any of you people know more about Lightning Network than me, I would love to hear about your reviews of it, what you think of it. Does it have a future? You know, a lot of people say Lightning Network is going to be the key. Then other people say that it's total, complete trash, that it has no future, and it's just basically a big waste of time. So I don't know. Yeah, there are a few limitations to using the Lightning Network, such as having to start by sending money first. Plus, there are limits on how much money you can send through the network in one go. What's also interesting is that you can install apps to make the most out of your node. These apps include BTC Pay Server for accepting Bitcoin payments as a company, cool. Spectre Desktop for connecting your hardware wallet to your node, and several Lightning apps for viewing and connecting to the network. So that's cool. You can add these apps to your Bitcoin node. There's a Blockchain Explorer, and for those of you that don't know what a Blockchain Explorer is, it basically lets you see every single transaction on the blockchain. For example, Etherscan is one that lets you see every. Oh, hold on. Did I? Okay. Oh, I put a C in there. Sorry, my bad. Etherscan. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. I type faster than my mind works sometimes. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what a Blockchain Explorer is, this is a Blockchain Explorer, and it shows you every single transaction that happens, and you can look up wallets and see exactly what's on there. And yeah, that's just how it works. Yeah, I'll look up, for instance, one of my wallets here. I'll take a quick look. Let me find a different wallet. So you don't have to see, so you don't get to see every single thing that I put on there. But say here's a wallet address. I pulled it off of my MetaMask up there, and it'll pull it up. There's nothing on there. But if there was Ethereum on there, it would show it. If there were any other Ethereum tokens on there, it would show it, like Ocean Protocol or AGI or whatever. It would show the balance of it. So it doesn't show you whose it is. It just shows you the wallet address. But some people have been known to scout out and figure out whose addresses belong to who. And this can be done through some simple investigative work. So yeah, it is what it is. Like they found Mark Cuban's wallet address and his public key, and then they were able to look up at what he has in his Ethereum wallet, and he has some Ethereum and basically a bunch of crappy, Ethereum ERC20 project coins. And then, all right, so that's that. Let's move on to something else. Glassnode is always an amazing website that I could spend days thumbing through. Whoops, hold on. I need to use this website as one of my sources. So I'll go here. I try to put the websites that I look up in the summary in YouTube whenever I upload my video. So glassnode.com, for those of you who don't know, is a metrics chart type of website that looks at Bitcoin and I think other blockchains, and it gives you data intelligence, and it just shows you statistics, like everything you could possibly think of around a cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency addresses, and it just finds tons. It's like Google Analytics for the blockchain, and it just finds tons of ways to mix up this data. Here's a number of active addresses in the yellow, and then the price. So there's tons of different ways that you can mix around all that stuff. Let's look at profit loss, percent of addresses, and profit. So you got to log in for that one, of course. So you can do Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin basically, and then versus some stable coins here. And oh, cool! It goes on down to a bunch of different ones. Uniswap, UMA. I didn't realize they had this many offerings. So you can look up the statistics of all these. Cool, Singularity Net of all these here. Yeah, pretty cool. So it's kind of a blockchain explorer all in one place type of deal. Nice. Anyway, the point of this article was saying, Glassnode Insights is pretty cool because they do some of the work for you and look up some statistics that you probably would never have thought of. So they say, no, Bitcoin ownership is not highly concentrated, but whales are accumulating. Apparently they're writing this article in reaction to an article by Bloomberg here on November 18th, 2020, that said Bitcoin whales ownership concentration is rising during rally. And they're basically just trying to say that there's a 2%, there's a 1%er going on in Bitcoin in the same way that it's going on in the real world. And what this article here is saying is that actually that's not the case. While yes, there are more whales and humpback whales, there is a huge percentage of people in these categories over here, the smaller fish that do own Bitcoin, and that not all the addresses should be treated equal according to Glassnode. For instance, an exchange address holding the funds for millions of users needs to be distinguished from an individual self-custody address. And that's something a lot of people forget, like Binance or Coinbase are going to hold a ton of Bitcoin because they have to have a ton of Bitcoin to be able to sell. And a lot of people who are on those exchanges and storing their crypto on the exchanges, which is not recommended, by the way, their Bitcoin is going to be taken into account under the exchange's address as well. So let's not forget that. So they would be considered a whale, but not necessarily. And a Bitcoin address is not an account, and that's another thing. There's the UTXO, which is what model the Bitcoin uses whenever it exchanges money. And UTXO acts more like a wallet. You have a $20 bill and you give somebody a $20 bill and you receive, you're trying to do a $10 transaction and you receive $10 in change back. So there's no wallet there's no account attached to your name. And that is what UTXO is. Where Ethereum, literally you are given an account number, an Ethereum address, and whenever you do a transaction, that money is pulled out of that account. So instead of you giving somebody $20, that person will just credit your account for $10 worth of Ethereum. And that's how the difference between an account-based model and a UTXO-based model with blockchains. And Bitcoin is a UTXO-based model, Ethereum is an account-based model, and Zilliqa is UTXO-based, and other ones are account-based. So there's just different ways of going about it. Each one has its own pros and cons. People say UTXO a lot of times is more secure. So I don't know. I guess to each their own, right? I don't know. So I'm not going to get too deep into the technical weeds with that, but that's just the basic overview. When you see something's based on UTXO, unspent transaction output, that's what that means. It's just a different way of doing the accounting on a blockchain for a transaction. Anyway, Bitcoin is UTXO, and I don't know why. Oh yeah, I got onto that because it says a Bitcoin address is not an account. So it's UTXO model. One user can control multiple addresses as well, and one address can hold the funds from multiple users. So that doesn't really have anything to do with UTXO, but I don't know why I got on that tangent. Anyway, excursion on Bitcoin entities and Bitcoin supply distribution. So we divide the networks according to their Bitcoin holdings into the following marine species: shrimp, less than 1 BTC, crab, 1 to 10 BTC, and then you get up here, people, I don't know anybody that owns 1 to 10 BTC, much less, all these others. So I'm right here in this category. So octopus, fish, dolphin, shark, whale, humpback. In addition, we remove known exchange and minor entities from these categories and treat them separately. So that's good. Miners, of course, have a lot of Bitcoin because they're the ones mining it. And when they do huge sell-offs, it affects the price. And a lot of people have had some problems with this, particularly BitBoy, and I believe it's the FX exchange. The FX exchange was selling off huge portions of it, and at the same time they were doing shorts on the Bitcoin. And a short is when you bet on the price of something to go down. So when somebody like a miner does a sell-off, then you can probably predict, if it's a large enough sell-off, that the price will go down. So first they'll gain money from selling at the top, and then they'll gain another chunk of money by winning their short bet. And so they double it, and it's manipulation of the market. So that's an ethical consideration for some, but I don't really care, honestly. It is what it is, and let's move on. And hopefully the network will just grow either way. So then there's the Humpback Whales. So these are mainly institutional investors and really rich people right here. And then, so it does show that there is a huge chunk from sharks down to shrimp, a large percentage. On the large end of the spectrum, whales and humpbacks are the biggest non-exchange entities that together control around 31% of the Bitcoin supply. They're most likely institutions, funds, custodians, OTC desks, and other high net worth individuals. OTC desks are just peer-to-peer trading, very rich people trading back and forth to each other without some kind of exchange in the middle. On the other hand, smaller entities holding up 50 Bitcoin each, shrimp, crab, and octopus control 23% of the supply. So those are the medium grade people. And then the bottom dwellers, such as me, are the last little portion. So the octopus and fish have grown their supply by 14% since 2017. And then the smallest players, like me, the bottom dwellers, have increased their holdings by 130% since 2017. So retail investing is catching on, and previously in 2017, when we had this huge dump and the huge major crash, that was because we had a huge bubble, and it was a retail bubble, and the institutions had not gotten in yet. And what I think is different this time is the institutional money and the corporate money has jumped on board. So if there is a bubble, it's going to get a lot bigger than it did in 2017, because 2017, all that was holding that bubble together was speculation and retail, and that popped and it dropped down and everybody was upset. But this time it is not just based on retail money. So it's gonna get interesting whatever happens. So when you take a look at their adjustments for all that stuff, and you look at the figures a different way, now we can take a look at the number of entities associated with the above defined categories. Figure 5 shows the estimated number of participants in each holder category. So there's only about 51,000 miners. There's only 15 exchanges that they're counting here. The Humpback Whales is approximately 220 of them. And if you'll see up here, the Humpback Whales own 2.47 million Bitcoin, I guess. So yeah, that makes you a humpback whale. And then there's 2,000 whales down here. Shrimp, there's 22 million of them. Actually, I thought there would be more people that own Bitcoin, because it just seems like everybody owns a little bit of Bitcoin, but I guess not. There's only 22 million people that own Bitcoin. So if you even own any Bitcoin at this point, you are one of the few in the world. I mean, 22 million plus 560K plus 72K plus 11K, 10K, 1,500, 2,000. That's basically a large city, like Mexico City. So one city in the world owns the Bitcoin. And how many cities are there in the world? So yeah, if you own Bitcoin at this point right now, you are still early. So don't worry about the fact that, oh my God, it's at 56,000. 57,000. You're still early. That's why I keep investing in Bitcoin at these prices, because I do believe we're early. We are only one city in the entire world population that is actively engaging with Bitcoin. So it's pretty interesting. Out of billions of people. And you can derive that around 2% of the network entities control 71.5% of all Bitcoin. Note that this figure is substantially different from the often propagated 2% control 95% of the supply, as said in the Bloomberg article that I just pulled up. Interesting stuff. It goes on and talks about the lost coins, the grayscale custodian that they didn't count, they own 650,000 Bitcoin approximately. And lost coins are a huge amount. I mean, you hear the stories about the people that lost their keys, or that one guy, I think it was in New Jersey or something, or Philadelphia, trying to dig his old computer out of the dump, and said he would give the city like $5 million or something. So yeah, I mean, so those stories. But the rise of whales, institutional investors are entering. As mentioned above, in the past couple months, there's been a significant increase in the number of whales and the supply they hold. This can be seen both in the recent supply increase as well as in the rise in absolute number of whale entities. Since the beginning of 2020, the supply held by large entities, whales and humpbacks, has increased 13.4%, and their number by more than 27% to over 2,160 whale entities. So see, in particular, the huge uprise in 2021. This supports the current narrative that high net worth individuals and institutional investors have been entering this space. And this can be seen a couple weeks ago in Michael Saylor, with his Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy's activities, as well as Michael Saylor kind of acting as the Bitcoin evangelist and bringing all the corporate execs and CEOs to crypto church and preaching the Bitcoin word. Not sure if that goes for or against what Bitcoin was originally about, but I'll let you be the judge on that. And then lastly, for the news, let's see what time. Wow, I've been going for 29 minutes. It just doesn't seem like it. I just love to hear myself talk, don't I? Coinbase going to be going public with its initial public offering on the stock market. Coinbase is the go-to for new people into the crypto space, it seems. It's a very easy, accessible platform. I have a Coinbase account, and I did start with Coinbase. I started with Coinbase and Abra, but I bought my first Bitcoin and Ethereum through Coinbase, and Yeah, it's real easy to use. However, it is very centralized. It always goes down during any type of bull run. I think it went down 11 times in 2020. Each time the Bitcoin price managed to just squeak out a few positive points, suddenly Coinbase was down. You would think that a company valued above $100 billion would probably put some proactive measures on its servers to not go down during bull runs, but apparently that's not the case. And they're in bed with the IRS. They've been working together on software with the IRS to be able to try to account for what's in people's wallets and all that stuff. I don't know the details of that, but yeah. And then let's see what else. Oh, they just have huge fines, like fees, not fines. They just have large fees. So they take advantage of the new user and initiate them into the crypto world by just instituting leg-breaking fees anytime somebody wants to do any type of transaction or pull their money off or trade or sell or whatever. If you are new to the crypto space and you want other options of other wallets that are also just as easy to navigate around, I would probably suggest Voyager wallet or Abra wallet. Both of those are very easy to get around. Exodus wallet is also an easy one. So yeah, and feel free to DM me if you ever have any questions. Yeah, I'm always here and I love talking shop about crypto any chance I get. I might not have the best advice because I'm not a financial advisor, but as somebody who's made a bunch of mistakes in this space already, has lost some money, but has gained a ton more money back, let's put our heads together and as the peasants, let's try to figure this out. All right, so cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase was valued at just over $100 billion in a recent private market share sale ahead of its upcoming public listing. Axios has learned from multiple sources why it matters. Coinbase could go public at a higher initial valuation than any other U.S. tech company since Facebook. By the numbers, Coinbase generated $141 million of net income on $691 million in revenue for the first 9 months of 2020, according to documents shared with investors. The company disclosed a $30 million net loss on $530 million in revenue for full year 2019. None of these revenue numbers include 2021, during which the price and trading volume of Bitcoin has skyrocketed. Basically, Facebook and a lot of these other tech companies went public at a point where a lot of people didn't really know about these companies in a way, but everybody knows about crypto, it seems now, and everybody's been waiting for Coinbase to go public. So they've had these share sales to test the market, and these share sales were being sold at $200 per share, then a couple more batches at $301 and $303 respectively. The most recent batch of 127,000 shares was sold at $373 per share, which works out to a valuation of $100.23 billion. It is unclear if the secondary share sale is still useful to Coinbase for the purpose of determining a reference point for the direct listing, given the upward surge. So anyway, basically what they were able to determine is that Coinbase stock is going to be worth a buttload. And if you're into the stock market, I mean, honestly, it might be something to consider investing in. I'm not into the stock market, so I don't know. But I don't know. Everybody's fascinated by crypto, but a lot of people just aren't ready to take that one final step over the edge. And so stocks are kind of a safe way to go to it. Voyager as well, that wallet I was just talking about. They have, oh, here we go. Nope, shite. I had a link open for Voyager and I lost it. So, Glassnode. All right, so let's find the Voyager. Yeah, Voyager wallet. They are on the public stock exchange as well. They have their own cryptocurrency. However, the Voyager cryptocurrency, I mean, I own Voyager and I sold off my initial investment, so I'm working purely on profits. So that is good. And I have seen Voyager go from like 80 cents all the way up to $12.80 right now, and I think it's great. However, it is a rewards program to me. It is not a cryptocurrency. I mean, I might catch some major flack for this, but it just doesn't seem like a cryptocurrency. It's a rewards program, and that's all it is. And it's based on network effects, Metcalfe's law. And you know, if you want to participate that and promote this and push it out there and try to get more people to jump on board, it'll increase the value of the token, and you get discounts and stuff like that by locking in your tokens, and you get to stake them. And so it behaves like a cryptocurrency and a token in that way, but at the same time it still just behaves just like a rewards program. So I'm a little confused onto the actual utility of the token, except for just being a rewards program. And yeah, I'm gonna say it a multi-level marketing program, but either way, I've made some good money off of it so far. If you can show me something else that the Voyager token is used for, except for just earning interest and the valuation of it just increasing solely on network effects, then I'll be really happy to look at that. But as far as I can see right now, it is purely a rewards token and a rewards program, just like any other type of credit card. So I don't know. Either way, I like the Voyager wallet and I use it, and it is a good wallet. So and it has some really good APR programs for you to stake your tokens, basically lock them up and let them earn interest on it. So that is what it is. I like Voyager, so I'm not going to talk trash about it. It's just the tokenomics to me don't seem like the tokenomics of something like Ethereum or Chainlink or Ocean Protocol or something like that. So I don't know. Whatever. Either way, it's making me money. So all right. I think that's enough for today. I'm leaving it on an icky note. Let's find something. Yeah, I'm gonna get this Umbrel, and I'm gonna try to run this node. I'm gonna install Linux on my computer today, the virtual machine, and get this going, and see what happens. All right, y'all. I will talk to you later. I will get my happy reggae Sunday music going back up again, and we will get the day rolling and have a good Sunday. Hopefully it's supposed to be sunny and bright today. Hopefully I can get to the skate park and get some physical activity, and then I can take this freaking nasty gator. See, my hair just stays into place. It's just cemented and oily. So gross. All right, man. Well, I will oh yeah, I forgot to check my theta stream. Oh, what's up? What's up, Pro Dad? Okay, let me you're back on. I need to give you some more stuff here because I have a huge supply full of stuff. Cool. All right, man. Yeah, Glassnode. I've not used that. Good info, resource. All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you later, and I'll log back on tomorrow. All right. Bye.